the more I listen to Chrissie Bixler's situation and other victims about all of this, the more I become concerned. And I believe Chrissie Bixler, but I'm concerned about just the ignorance and the cover-ups that people have willfully that people have allowed to keep going all over. This is why I feel like I don't put it past Ashton Kutcher to have lied, I'm gonna say allegedly, to have lied under oath as it pertains to Ashely Ellerin. I want to also point out the fact that you guys had pointed out in the comments that there was a party, I think it was a night or a couple nights before the murder of Ashely Ellerin, and so that they knew each other, right? So this is why I pointed that out there is it made me wonder the kind of actual relationship that Ashton Kutcher had with Ashely and how all of that looked like. And in no way am I accusing that man of murder because willfully lying to the police and lying under oath. I've said it before. Listen, you lie in court, you lied on court documents, you ain't shit. Like you ain't shit if you lying. Court and court documents, because to me that just shows you cannot be trusted right then and there. Like nobody should trust you whatsoever. A couple months ago, I think it was ABC7 did a little report, and I want to show it to you guys and give some commentary to some of the things that Chrissie Bixler had gone through. And forgive my ignorance because I am fairly new. I am not a Scientologist, right? The only thing I've ever learned from Scientology has been through watching the aftermath, and this was several years ago when they first came out through Leah Remini and Mike Rinder's coverage, and then everybody else that spoke through it. But that's it. So I'm happy that a lot of people that aren't necessarily Scientologists are talking about this because we know that religious abuse is a thing for all religions. This can happen anywhere. It can happen at the Catholic. Matter of fact, it has happened in various churches. I feel like often you have such institutions that prey on the weak. We've seen that happen lots and lots of times. Or they use the church or hide under religious practices to abuse people. And I think that those are things that we have to call out. Why are these people tax exempt? Why do they hold that privilege when what do they do for humanity? What do they apply? What do they do? And then they're involved in so many crimes. Why isn't there any sanctions for that? Like, oh, so many crimes that you are involved in, or you've been accused of, or you've been found to have been a part of, you need to have your tax exemption removed. Why not? I'm just wondering. I don't know if we have that in our, like, I haven't really looked into our, you know, laws for that, but it does kind of make me wonder, like, why are these institutions allowed to be tax free if they are abusive to the people? Just a thought. And let me just say that this was, I believe, aired out what 4 months ago, 4 months ago, and it was ABC7. One of the accusers, which was actually Chrissie Bixler, Chrissie B, actually was the one that was featured on this.
Today, one of Masterson's accusers took aim at Scientology's connections to the LAPD and broke down sobbing on the witness stand after she told jurors she was hacked by the church right after she went to the police 6 years ago. Shaking and sobbing on the witness stand, Chrissie B told the jury her phone was tapped, her password changed, and that she started getting odd and terrifying messages. Quote, "Yes, I got a message from some account operating Thetans saying we have a list of your crimes and we're going to expose you," unquote. And she said someone sent her a photo posted online of a woman's bottom with her contact information on it, saying that she wanted sex. Scientology has called the stalking, harassment, and hacking allegations made by the women baseless. Chrissie testified that she's given.
But haven't they always called them baseless? And then I'll never forget when Leah Remini and Mike Render, and even the people that spoke in those documentaries, they would talk about the fact, like they would show footage of them actually being like gang stalked by these people. And it's really freaking scary because like I remember one specific time where they would sit outside of people's like windows or businesses and just look in or film you and then taunt you and then like get you to a point where you're the one that is having to pick up the charges because of you're being reactionary to them. That is just like crazy to me.
Given documentation of the harassment to the LAPD over the years, but told jurors she believes the LAPD's Hollywood station has been compromised by Scientology. Quote, the Hollywood division, they have Scientology kiosks in their waiting room, and they take money from Scientology.
When I heard this, and I'm going to take it back a little bit to Ashley's case. All right. Person that emailed me, shout out to them. And I'm not going to share their contact information or anything like that. Shout out to them for emailing me and giving me a heads up about this. But they said something that I did not say in my video, but it kind of implied this. It basically said that Ashton Kutcher initially told police and later the media that he rang her doorbell, and when she didn't come to the door, rather than call her on the phone, he walked around to the rear of her bungalow, looked in the window, and saw what he described as red wine stains on the floor. It was steps from where her body was found by the stairs the next day. Wine is deep purple and blood is fire engine red. Just making some comparisons. He saw a pool of blood. Why would someone spill an entire bottle of wine and not clean it up? The Hollywood division of LAPD was accused by Leah Remini of covering up Danny Masterson's sex crimes. I believe Leah has been very vocal about this. What relationship with the power of social media that we have, and I think we're a very powerful machine. We're very powerful. What relationship or relationships does the Hollywood unit of the LAPD have with Scientology? Why was Ashton Kutcher allowed to take the stand and lie? He lied to the detectives allegedly, but why was he allowed to do that? Why? Would it have changed the case? No, Michael Grigioli would have been found guilty. That's not the issue. But why was he allowed to lie? I get it that this was at a time where Ashton Kutcher was coming about his acting and he was, doing the damn thing and he wasn't very well known quite yet, but he was getting there. And so then allegedly what Aaron said, allegedly he had made a phone call and Chrissie Bixler was in the room and heard that she made that post. I don't think Chrissie's really too worried about being sued for defamation or anything like that because clearly why would she put some stuff out there like that, just saying. I don't think that she's worried about that. And is that something that could be traced? I mean, are phone records still available from then? Why was Ashton Kutcher allowed to lie? If the detectives knew what was up, they knew that he was lying. Why? Why was he allowed to do that? It was through his delays and lyings and changing of the story that Michael was still free for many years. It just doesn't quite make sense. The Hollywood division didn't rule out Ashton Kutcher as a suspect in the murder of his girlfriend. They never investigated him in the first place to get to the bottom of things. The attitude was that he couldn't possibly even qualify as a suspect. It was a cold case. Let's keep watching.
Unquote. She then mentioned former LAPD Hollywood Captain Corey Palka, who is now the focus of a corruption investigation after he allegedly leaked confidential information about a sexual assault victim to CBS and its then president, Les Moonves.
Y'all see? So I wouldn't put it past any of the Hollywood divisions of the LAPD to do things like this, guys, or hold secrets or be okay with somebody sitting at the stand and lie. I just can't.
Chrissie, quote, something is going on there. Chrissie B. wrote 2 letters to former LAPD Chief Charlie Beck in 2017, outlining her concerns about the detective handling her case. On cross-examination today, Masterson defense attorney Sean Hawley played a video clip of the very first interview Chrissie did with the LAPD back in 2017 and tried to point out discrepancies like, did she wake up to him raping her or was she already awake? And why didn't she tell these detectives that he pinned her arms above her head? Chrissie said nervously it was the first time she'd spoken to police. She says she answered their questions but did not volunteer extra information. Also on the witness stand today, a forensic psychiatrist who specializes in sexual assault. She told the jury about how date rape drugs can affect memory and 5 myths
And keep in mind, this was 4 months ago that this video was put out by ABC7.
about rape.
One of the most common is that sexual assault is perpetrated by a stranger. 85% of all sexual assault is perpetrated by somebody who's known to the victim.
Prosecutors put Dr. Ziv on the stand to help explain some of the behavior of the women after their alleged rapes, including staying in contact with Masterson.
One of the hardest things for people to understand, which is a rape myth, is that individuals who are sexually assaulted by a known perpetrator almost always have subsequent contact with the perpetrator.
I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments about all of this. I think more is gonna. I'm seeing a lot more people talk about this and call out the fact that Ashton Kutcher lied on the stand allegedly. He perjured himself. Could he go to jail for that? Could he be held accountable for that if it's found that he lied? And then also, could the families of any of these victims, from Michael Grigioli, also could he sue him for any of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this as we continue to talk about this whole situation. I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out.